Hi guys, so just for fun, I'm gonna answer some questions right here. So this was sent to me by a viewer. He said to me, let's see. Okay, why? Okay, this is about me first. So they said like, do you like? Okay, do you like to sing? I don't like to sing. So a lot of people really don't know about me, right? But I normally like remove some private information about me. But I always give out information about me with my students, so I don't really mind, I guess. So apart from other Filipinos, I think I'm the only one who doesn't like singing. It is because I don't have a beautiful voice, and I think my dad is a good singer, so I feel really inferior to him. Then my eldest sister is also a good singer, so I'm like, where am I supposed to be? And because I'm not a good singer, I did my best to become a good student. But apparently, it doesn't work like that in the Philippine society. Now, let's talk about that. So Mira, what is the obsession of beauty pageant? Why are Filipinos so obsessed with beauty pageants? And then why do Filipinos glorify their actors and actresses so much? Like they sometimes listen to their political views because a student, a viewer asked me that. Where first of all, um, in a developed country, because something that I've noticed in United States, even in Japan and other developed countries. This is also my question for you guys. Well, I don't know in United States, but in developed countries, my observation is that they don't really they value beauty, but they don't glorify it as much. Maybe they like seeing it on TV. Yeah, this is a celebrity, and that's all. Even in Japan, like Miss Universe, it's not important. Like if you're for example, you're a rich man or a popular comedian or actor, they don't go for Miss Universe like that or models. They usually go for hotel no, what do you call that, TV announcers. You know why? Because the TV announcers in Japan are beautiful, and not only that, they're intelligent. They went to good universities, because in Japan universities are still very valuable. Now, what's the deal with Filipinos? Well, first of all, I think the reason why we glorify beauty so much, because since we were young, we were told that beauty is, we actually were taught that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and we shouldn't hold vanity because we are Catholics, in books, in schools, and so on. But then why is it so important? It is because when we were young, since elementary school, even the youngest one, they always have these kids beauty pageant. And then even if the child is not really, maybe not ready for this kind of thing, for the pride of parents, they would push their kids and join these. That's why if you check on Facebook, there are a lot of please like this picture of my child and blah blah blah, which I'm okay if it's only among friends. But to be honest, there are crazy people right there where they think differently. They pedophiles, so that's why I disagree with that. And then until we grow up, and then on TV, our media, and even on social media, beauty is so important, especially beauty pageant. They said the only two things that lowered the crime aside from corona is when there's a beauty pageant and Pacquiao's fight. So I think that's the answer. Like since we were young, it was, if you can't be smart, just be beautiful so that you can marry a rich guy or something like that. Opportunities will open for you, and especially if you have lighter skin. Though I just have good lighting, but I don't have lighter skin. Japanese summer already killed my skin. No, just kidding. But anyway, that's the thing. And then, how about? Like education, what is their view? Of course, education is viewed as a way to escape poverty, but poverty is not only on the surface, it goes down deeper. Parents are suffering, and then their ancestors also had the same experience. And then sometimes the easiest way out is like maybe they would do, some crimes or something like that, or do something that is not acceptable morally for other people. So, uh, then what is the deal with that? Well, morality is better than beauty. So basically, if you're like, let's say, a prostitute, and then you're so beautiful, but because you're a prostitute, you're still a prostitute no matter what you do. So that's a little bit of, the conflict between beauty and morality. So if you would ask me between beauty and morality, I think Filipinos would value morality just to get over the deal, or maybe it's jealousy. So that's one thing. And then number two, education. What do they think about education in the Philippines? It's very important, but very expensive. Not everyone has the access to it. Even now, we have it for free until tertiary, but only the best of the best maybe could enter that because our government couldn't fund it. Even now, we have a lot of debt. So, but anyway, a lot of people are trying to go to, to reach their education, but there are some circumstances, the family, and then exterior circumstances, and then even the motivation of the child. And sometimes some people even think like, I study really hard. I went to university, but nothing happened. So that is a downside, right? Even me, I remember I told my dad I was 16. My cousins, my mother's side cousins, were going to university, and then my parents were separated. They don't want to pay for me. So, like, I told my dad I want to go to university, and then he said, "Why?" Until now, I couldn't forget that because I felt like I was, deprived of something that is my right. But you might say, Mira, maybe there are other circumstances. Well, that time he could do it. I mean, he could afford it. So anyway, it's done and over. But yeah, it really hurts that some parents wouldn't really prioritize that because they just don't want to. But mm, it's just sad. And then when their children they become successful enough, suddenly like the child is obliged to take care of their parents, I don't know why, but something like that. I think it's to be honest, it's happening to me. They're not asking me, but sometimes maybe because I still love I really love them as my parents, but still, like a lot of you can ask your friends in the United States, like Filipinos, like do you support your parents even though they didn't raise you, or why do you support your siblings? It's your parents' responsibility. It is because it's what's ingrained in our culture. Like, okay, you study hard, help your family, or you work hard, help your family. You're the eldest, help your family. So there's so many things. So if you have a Filipina girlfriend or wife, maybe there are some cases that she couldn't really say no. It is because of this situation. It was ingrained in our culture that since we were young, they will say, study hard, get a job, help the family. So it's really unfair, and I can see that bias because like when I meet foreigners like you guys or in Japan, my students are studying English. I'm like, why? They said, oh, it's just my hobby. I'm like, I never thought of spending money for my hobby. So a lot of Filipinos, they don't really have hobbies because hobbies is nothing to spend for. But recently people have a lot. I think thank you to social media. They're learning a lot of things as well. So, but on the other hand, if they have to choose between their family and hobby, I think a lot of people would do it. They would choose their family, but sometimes like, is it really worth it to help that family? So you have a conflict right there. But if you have a Filipina girlfriend, even though they want to not run away, but pass spending money to their for their parents or something, it's difficult. It's really challenging. So yeah, I suppose Some people could do it, but some people couldn't. Even me. I thought like I have a heart of stone or cold heart. Like, anyway, my parents didn't pay for my education, blah, blah, blah. My only priority now is my grandmother or my aunt in London. But, you still care for them somehow, some way. I don't know. Maybe I'm just kind. But just kidding. Well, anyway, I hope that answers your question. So, thank you.